Absolutely nothing beats windshield time, a road trip, and good conversation in the car. Welcome to another episode of Dan the Road Trip Guy, where we have entertaining conversations about cars and road trips, life lessons, and maybe every now and then a little advice. I'm your host, Dan Neal, road trip extraordinaire, and now buckle up and enjoy the show. I was chatting with a coworker today, and I was reminded of my dad. I shared a story of my dad that I recorded on episode 38 of this podcast. You can go back and listen to that if you want. But it brought back to me why I started this podcast. I've met a lot of interesting people in my life, and I just really wanted to hear their stories. And secondly, I wanted to leave some of my own. So occasionally I leave a 5 or 6 minute memory of my own. Hopefully for my children someday, if they want to go back and listen to some of my memories, they can do that. This really came out of after my parents died. I told my brother that I was left with 101 unanswered questions that I forgot to ask them. I always thought there would be another day to ask them, and then eventually there wasn't that next day. I encourage you, my listeners, and I encourage you to tell others, share your stories. Grab your little phone, put it on voice recorder, and record your stories. Record the stories of those people in your life, whether they be family or friends. Encourage others to do the same. And if you don't want to record it on your little device, write it out, type it out, so that it's there for people to enjoy when you're no longer here. Don't wait until it's too late. Document your stories. Get the stories of others, of your family and your friends. Use it as a time to connect. If you can't think of any questions, feel free to reach out to me. You can find me at dantheroadtripguy.com, and I have some questions I would be happy to share with you. In the meantime, share some stories and listen to some stories before it's too late. Until we meet up again, you can find me on the internet at dantheroadtripguy.com. I hope you will follow this podcast so that you don't miss any upcoming episodes, and share it with your family and friends so that they can enjoy the stories of my guests also. Until we meet again on a future episode, keep having conversations with each other and keep driving.